Hello. Good evening to my Facebook tribe. Day 21. Last week of these cards. We've got 9 more days to go, so we'll be ending off in just 9 days. It's crazy. Hi, Annie. Hey, Meg. It's so crazy because you feel like at the beginning you're like, holy buckets, 30 days. And then next thing you know, day 21, almost done. This has been a really awesome evolution. It went from me pulling a card by myself before I started writing, really intense, overly researched articles about it, to now this point where I'm just waiting and I do my meditation. Naomi does it with me. And then I get on here and I pull cards. Sometimes I pull two. Yeah, holy buckets. It's totally my thing. Sometimes I say, I pull 2 or 3 cards. Sometimes I pull one, and we're just having a conversation now. Now we're getting into basically how I work with people privately, where we pull cards and we just work with the medicine we're given, and we try to see how and where they fit together and what they're asking of us. And then loving ourselves through it. Generally, they always have something to do with what's going on. It's just the way nature works, right? Trying to work with nature on this one. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to introduce myself real quick. My name is Elizabeth Maria Caraballo from ElizabethMariaCaraballo.com. I still have a Facebook page. Honestly, I don't know how much longer I'm going to have it. I'm really thinking about just letting it go. Simplifying my life. One less thing to worry about. But I'll always be here, and I will continue to do videos regularly, probably like once or twice a week, and make sure that I bring some medicine to the table. All right, y'all, let's see what we got coming up today. May I be a hollow bone, and may I do this with the utmost respect to these cards, the universe, God, source, my friends, myself, and this amazing, powerful evolution we are all going through. Well, this one's up. We got Armadillo again. Dang. I can shuffle these cards so many times. And I did readings today, and I did not, it's a crazy. This is really a big deal. This whole idea about boundaries. Today, it's right side up versus yesterday it being upside down, which was don't hide. Don't use your boundaries and build the wall so high that you can't see beyond it, and it's just you by yourself. So here we are with the card right side up. Again, asking, are your boundaries clear? Are you taking care of yourself within your boundaries? Are you digging for your hidden treasures? Are you using your gifts? Let's see what else. Let's see what else we get with this card. Let's see what else comes up. This whole thing about boundaries and boundaries to keep ourselves nourished, and boundaries that allow us to feed others with our excess. So the walls can't be super high. The walls can't be super low. Meg says boundaries are something I continually need to work on. Well, you're not the only one, apparently. If I'm doing these readings for just everyone and it continues to come up, this is not the only one. I will tell you guys, I had a series of dreams on Saturday night that woke me up. And then I went back to bed and had more dreams. And I do have dreams. I'm not necessarily always clear on them, but these were very clear dreams. And part of the dreams were in this concept of boundaries. Okay, so we got the grouse. The grouse is a beautiful card, and this is based in the ancient spiral. So the grouse is a plains bird, and it's a ground-dwelling bird. This bird has a particular dance that has been adapted by the Cheyenne and other various tribes of the plains area of the Northern American continent. And this dance and this bird does is actually really exciting. It's a dance done in a spiral, and it goes like this. And they poof up their things, and they're little. If you can't really see it, but they have a tail that fans out, and it was adapted by the Native Americans and it's done in the spiral, much like the Sufis dance. And this is about that internal exploration. And anything with the, hi Lori, anything with the spiral is always about the macro and the micro. Okay, so our world spins, and we're spinning in a solar system. But our solar system isn't spinning in a flat plane. It actually spins in a spiral that moves out, which is crazy because when you get down to the nitty itty bitty bitty bits, we're vibrating and our atoms spin like this. Our DNA helix is also a spiral, and you'll see spirals in lots of natural sets of natural things of growth. That things do turn, but nothing stays static, so there's this movement. So sometimes you can reach something and get like full circle, but you're not where you were. You're at a different place, but it's that full circle moment. Super goosebumpy moments. The spiral grouse is all about that internal exploration and using the spiral, but this is my favorite part about it. This is not, yeah, okay, spiral, exactly. This Meg says that's actually where my everyday spiral earrings came from. So this is the cool part. This is not some static on the top of a mountain. This is a dance of celebration. If you've ever seen the grouse dance performed by the Plains Indians, and I think it actually is the Cheyenne, I could be wrong, it is like, woo, 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 woo. I mean, it's like this really exciting dance, and there's feathers, and it's just a jubilant celebration of self-discovery. This is very exciting. So they're like, hey, you turned that card right side up. You guys are getting this idea about the boundaries. You're not building your wall too high. You're building it high enough to have a pool, and then there's overflow, right? You're developing and loving in your own hidden gifts. So now's the time for some joyful movement that emulates this self-discovery, self-discovery, self-discovery. Enjoy it, enjoy it. You're going to come full circle, but you won't be where you were. You're going to come full circle, but you won't be where you were. So because you keep going up and up and up. Or maybe your circle is broad. You go from a tiny to a large. So, okay, so boundaries. You're getting it. Hey, Roland. Hi, Lee. And then here we go to this dance. This dance. It's a dance. Meg says the importance and connection of spiral to our lives and our world is insane. It is insane. It's actually implicit in almost everything that we do have or know. But when you can do this in celebration, that means you're adding some energy, you're adding momentum, you're adding the clarity of joy. That is a powerful movement to add to the sacred act of going internal and observing that which we emulate on the larger scale to the tiniest scale. So one more card popped up and I didn't flip it over, and I'm going to read this card. I'm super excited. I don't know why. I'm just super excited to see what it is. Oh, it's the dolphin. So the dolphin has a couple really profound meanings. The meaning in this book, the medicine, is manna, which is referring to the breath of life. And dolphins are known for their skill in mastering breath. So they are a mammal. They do require oxygen, but they are of the water. The other thing that, hi Lee, did I say hi? I hope I did. The other thing about this is that the mammal, this particular mammal, is considered a link. Hi Carmen, this particular creature is a link. So what are they linking? Okay, so I'm going to be very clear on one thing. I don't go into specifics about the specific stars or any of those things, because this comes from a multitude of nations, but these creatures live in our world. So they're singular creatures. So I'm going to explain this in a very general term. Feel free to dive into this. There's plenty of information. Google is awesome. Animal medicine cards and Animal Speak are two great resources. But these creatures are considered a link from the spiritual, starbound nature, birth, cradle of what we are here on this earth. And this dolphin is considered a creature that is a link between those two worlds. They also teach us the power of the full breath. So I can go deeper into this, but what I wanted to show you real quick is yesterday this card was this way. And we talked about don't build your boundaries so high that you can't see anybody and you just suffocate your own world. So we turned her right side up. Then we went to grouse, which is that spiral creature, which is a joyful dance of self-discovery. So it's not just like sitting on a rock and going deep within. No, these people are up and they are dancing and they are celebrating this experience of who they are in themselves. And it is an exciting, beautiful dance. There's like plumes and feathers and it's super, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. I've got to post a grouse dance. I will find a grouse dance. And then it goes boom, breath, connection, being the link, taking what is from the stars and translating it to the everyday man here. But using your breath. Our breath is everything. Every time I do a private reading, hi Mandy, every time I do a private reading, hi Patricia, I start off with the breath. Because I don't know where you're coming from when you sit down with me. I know where we're going to go and I know what I want for you. But what I need is for you to become connected. And there's no better way than to breathe deeply. We always start with deep breathing, connecting to our hearts, getting in that zone. And the best way to activate your heart and to let this mind slow down is to breathe deep. Inhale deep, push your belly out, get as much as you can in. And when you exhale completely. You let all that air out so that when you inhale, you can extend that breath. And what you're doing is you're telling your mind it's safe, you can relax, and you're telling your heart, take the reins. Honestly, what I prefer for everybody is the Lua'e from Hawaiian medicine. I have not learned it. I'm actually learning from someone who is in Hawaii at this point, but we have not gone to that. So I will learn about that for sure. Thank you, Meg. What I want for everybody to understand. So boundaries, got those. Check. Don't build your wall so high so you drown. You want to see other people so you can contribute, but you get to swim in that. Don't forget about your hidden gifts. The grouse, a very joyful dance of self-discovery, letting yourself get in there, realizing that what's within here is the same thing that's out here. We are all in the same kind of movement at all times. If you're in this universe, you're in a spiral and you're zooming. We're moving fast, whether you feel it or not. Then comes the breath, mana, the connection. This is the link. This is the link that's going to take your heart to your mind. Okay, so let me jump on this next thing. What I want for everybody, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If you have no fence, if you trample the fence, I could give a rat's. What I want you to do, what I want everyone to do, is to just take 3 minutes a day, hold this space, press down with about a pound or less than a kilo's worth of pressure, and breathe deeply. And activate the nerves in your hands to start sensing what's here. And as you breathe, to try to actually feel the sense of feeling, not an emotional, not an airy brain idea or theory of feeling, and get into your heart space and breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. If you could do this 3 minutes a day, you will begin to strengthen your heart's voice in every decision you make. The reason why our minds don't stop, the reason why we're always trying to please and attain and get and copy and compare, is because our mind has no connection to our heart on a general basis. We're not taught that. If our mind was connected to our heart, then our mind would not have to be the captain, and all it would have to please is the heart. Not the desire, the heart, the place where you know things. This is the first thing that's formed in your mother's womb, is your heart. It's your connection to that implicit, vastly intelligent source of intelligence that we all are connected to. If you don't believe in this, this is totally not the channel for you. If you believe that there is some larger intelligence that you can actually be okay with acknowledging, this is how you create peace and solidity and home and love and joy, and you learn to disengage this, because this is not the captain of your ship. We've been trained to make this the captain of his ship because this is easy to fool. This is not easy to fool. So if we start to engage this and wake this beautiful, powerful electromagnetic pulse that we have, if we can wake this up and start listening to this and say, okay, you're the captain, this is your first and foremost, most powerful tool, things will start to flip and switch and change. There's not a whole bunch of logic in this world. We've created systems with our minds, systems that are based on logic, where we can predict and kind of manage circumstances, reactions, and growth in certain ways. But those things always fall apart because they're just constructs of the mind. They're just tools creating tools. There's no mastery involved. True mastery comes when you have an engagement with a central force of intelligence that's connected to a spirit, a source, God, infinite, whatever you want to call it. When you have that connection, it's so much bigger than this little tool trying to get through the details and figure it out. And when this becomes clear, right, and you allow this to have connection with your mind, and this becomes the captain, your mind will go, oh, okay, thanks. I really didn't want to lead this ship. It's been a lot to try to figure out on my own. Trust me, this is a profound shift. It seems silly, maybe simple, but it's not. Try to feel within your heart for 3 minutes. Try to feel within your heart. Don't think about what your heart feels like. See if you can actually feel it. 3 minutes. That's all it takes to start to activate the heart's intelligence. The heart actually has a mind of its own, an actual clinically proven mind, much like this. It's smaller, it has less cells, but it is still your primary source of intelligence. It was the first thing formed in your mother's womb. There's a part of me that wants to go, well, I don't know if this is what this is about, but I absolutely think this is what it's about. Because once we give ourselves some space to enjoy our own boundaries, and we take that joyful, action-oriented celebration of our inward selves, our internal selves, in our relationship with the larger, joyful celebration. This is the dance. This is fun. Then we engage ourselves with this breath. We become a link. We become our own links to what we were all searching for. We embody that link. It's super powerful. Your heart is that center to all of this. All of the 44 cards, from the eagle to the hummingbird, is all about that relationship with your heart and having it be the captain of the ship and learning how to master the tool that we're given of our minds, our bodies, our creativity, our communities that we're wired to be with. And it's so interesting, no matter who you are, when you operate from your heart, we all get the same desire and result. We want love, we want growth, we want expansion, we want security, we want to provide, we love more, we create more. It's just how it goes. And this is the development of where we're going. We don't have as many rules as we used to. We don't have as many divisions as we used to. Our world has shrunk with this whole internet thing. Just last week, I was all over the world just because of this phone and this invisible net that we're all in, that the Hopi called the Great Spider's Web. Our world has done this so that we can reach more, so that our effect is stronger, and this message is easier to share. And I definitely feel like this message is mine to share. I am a heart-based chick. Everything I do is based in the heart and severe, deep amount of love. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm super excited. And this last 21 days and into the next 9 days of these daily readings has convinced me over and over that this is exactly what I'm meant to do. I'm so deeply honored that you guys give me 15, 20 minutes of your day so that I can pull these random cards and talk about their medicines and all these different things just to get an opportunity to speak some love and life and hope and optimism and creative intelligence into your life, because that's my deepest desire, is to bring something of value to the table, to bring some medicine where you might need it. Hey, Doug, how you doing? All right, guys, so that's tonight's little reading. That one came out like super fast, super strong, super real. Hopefully I didn't repeat myself too much. Love you so much. Mwah. Good night.